Right, we are sat in our Land Rover Defender and we are going to have a look at the left-hand switch pack. So that is this left-hand control here. Now, it's quite cool because with the car off, as we are now, you can see, it's all just plain. But when you switch the ignition on, it is backlit. Now, there's a funky thing. It's actually got two separate modes. So you can see at the moment it's backlit and we've got the voice commands, we've got the telephone, we've got the audio, skip track and functions and all that stuff. But if you press the circle in the middle, it takes you to the on-screen menu eventually, which is on your instrument cluster there, where you can navigate through your instrument. And you'll notice that when you do that, the configuration changes. And if you want to exit that menu, the voice control stays, but the buttons change. So if you just do a press left and hold, it will revert you back to the audio and you see that's changed. Right, so that's one interesting thing. So the button that's interesting is this diamond button here, and that is actually a configurable button. So from factory, when you pick your car up, when you press that button, it won't do anything, and we'll show you how to change it and what it does. But it will do something. It'll bring up the configuration menu, which is actually a good bit of programming, isn't it? If you think about it, it's the thing you need to do. But there's two things you can do with this button. There's a short press will activate one function that you can configure, and a long press will do another function. So if you just give it a short press, Tyler, right, we'll bring up this menu here, and this is where you can configure what each does. So you can see there it says short press, and it's got a little drop down menu. So if you push the drop down menu, Tyler, you can see it gives you a choice. So you configure this button to do cancel guidance, so that's a navigation, mute. Now this is interesting because we had the whole debate about why the mute button, you can't unmute the mute button if you press this by turning the volume up, or you can't unmute it by turning the volume up on the steering wheel either. But there's another video on that, I'll put the link there. So you can actually configure, the easiest way might be, so we're going to configure this button to mute, so we just select that, Tyler. But let's just have a look what the other options were. So there's the next source, which is like skip a track, play or pause, hold, mute the phone, redial, voicemail. So these are phone things then, traffic alerts and upper screen off. Now we will try upper screen off because I'm not actually sure what upper screen configure. So we've now gone to long press. Tyler's racing ahead here. He's gone to long press, and which we do upper screen off on long press. I don't know what that's going to do. Right, so let's get some music going. So exit that menu, yeah. Right, because we're going to test the mute function first. Oh, well, 80s music. Right then. Yeah, there you go. Muted it. Now what happens if you do a short press of it again, Tyler? Because obviously it can't. Yes. Yeah. So that is your mute unmute. That is sweet. So that is really good. So obviously it doesn't tell you, but obviously it's not going to mute it again if it's muted. So that is proper logic there, Tyler. Right, quick demo of that again. That's actually exciting me. Wow. That's it. That's cool. Right. So now let's try a long press. Now long press is gonna, let me zoom out. It's gonna do what? Turn off the upper screen. Go on then. Yeah. Long press it, Tyler. Wow. Now that is quite cool. So if you're driving at night and you're not fussed on everything, you can turn off the upper screen, which is quite cool. I don't know why it's the upper screen. That one's arguably higher than that one, Tyler. How does that work?
I wonder what the lower screen is.
What is it? Yeah, what's the lower screen? Anyway, we digress. We're just having fun. Right, a long press again. There we go, it's on. So there we go. So I hope that helps you configure your button, and I'm quite happy with those. So I think I'm actually going to leave those two, Tyler. So there we go. That is how to configure your buttons. Tyler's off. Where are you off to now? Right. So if someone has already configured the buttons, Tyler's right, and you want to configure them and they're already programmed, you can't get to that configuration menu. So what you need to do is
settings.
Go to settings. Show it from the start, Tyler. You race ahead. You youngsters and your phones. Go to the settings button there.
It's already a bit on, but
that's it. And then
all down to apps.
Got it.
I'm pretty sure.
Favorite button.
Yeah.
There it is. It is our favorite button now, Tyler. And that brings you straight to that menu. So if someone's already done it, you won't get the initial press. You'll have to go through and set